Good evening to everybody. Welcome to the today class that we are dealing with today, the advanced private international law, the theories of private international law, and there are 5 theories are there. Now read what I posted on the screen. Yes.
There are 5 major theories of private international law.
Okay.
These theories are statute theory,
Okay.
international theory,
Very good.
territorial, local theory,
Okay.
and the theory of justice.
Yes.
Each of these theories are explained further along with their practical application.
Yes. Total how many theories are there? Major? Number 1, statutory theory. Number 2, international theory. Number 3, territorial theory. And number 4, local theory. And number 5, theory of justice. So total the 5 theories are there. And let me see that what are the details of the theory. So instead of bifurcation, let me stop my video. Okay. Now let us see that what are the other 5 theories are there. We will see it in detail. Because that is the one. Yes. 5 theories of the PL. Okay. Then theories. TH. Tanzania conceptual section. Importance TN unicetal. Node and first rule. Okay, directly I can type it from net. Because I already put it over there somewhere, but I could not see now. But doesn't matter, we can. Theories of private international law, like statutory theory, territorial theory. Yes, this much is enough. Yeah, you can find it now. Yes, these are the theories are because it is one of the journal, it is published over there, and there he mentioned the different theories. Let me go. Theories, their applications. Yes, and let me see theories and their applications. There are 5 major theories of the private international law. The theories are namely statute theory, international theory, territorial theory, local law theory, and theory of the justice. Each of these theories are explained further along with their practical applications. Can you read what is the statutory theory? Could you able to see it on my screen? Could you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prof.
Can you read the statutory theory?
Okay.
Read.
Statute theory.
Yeah.
The statute theory can be said to be the oldest theories of private international law.
Okay.
It was originated in 13th century Italy by Bartolomeo. He is often denoted as the father of this theory.
Okay.
He had developed the statute theory in order to resolve conflicts between the city-states and their laws with the Italian law at the time.
Good.
The statutes, yes. Should I continue?
No, I will explain this.
Okay.
So a statute theory can be said to be the oldest theory of the private international law. What it says, 13th century Italy by the Bartolus. He is often donated as the father of the theory because the statutory theory is their propounder. He had developed the statutory theory in order to resolve the conflict. How? Between the city-states and their laws with the Italian law at the time. Now let us see that how he made such an equation. The statutes were divided into 2 heads depending upon the object of law. These were namely statute personalia, statute realia. Now let us see what is the statute personalia. Statutes concerning the person means particular person is the statuta personalia. It is dealt with the people, upright person domicile within the territory. So it deals about the person, particularly a person who is having the conflict of such a nature. Because as you know that when the conflict comes over there, it is a foreign body would be present over there. So let us see that the domicile, because the domicile comes at that instance only when the mobile property was there. So the statutes of that particular territory applied to such a domicile person even when they want to other territory. Suppose if you go to the other territory also, but that territory law will not be applicable over there for the mobile property. For the mobile property, when the conflict comes over there, they will see the deceased statute personalia. The personalia will be counted over there. The B, statute concerning the things, means materials. Statute realia. It deals with the things that was mainly territorial in nature. So C, mixed statutes, that is statuta mixta. That Bartolus, however, created a third subhead for the statutes. These deal with the acts rather than the persons or the things. So it deals about the things. For example, formation of the contracts or the agreements would fall under this subhead. These apply to all acts done in the territory enacting the statutes, even when the litigations with respect to such act was done in other jurisdiction. When the matter comes about the mobile property, it is generally we will take it to the domicile. But when it comes to the immovable property, then we will take lex situs. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let us examine how he dealt it. Application of the Bartolus statute theory. Then how he applied over there. Yes, sir. Can anyone can unmute and read this aspect? Yes.
Application of Bartolus statute theory.
Okay.
While in theory, statute theory seems simple and straightforward. However, when practically applying the theory, it showcases various practical problems that do not appear in theory. For instance, where person A might want.
Yeah, I'm an online class. If you want, you can join it just to see because I'm teaching the other class, right? Okay.
In such a scenario, it becomes tough to deduce whether it shall fall under personalia or realia, as it involves persons and their personal transactions. It is very well to fall under the statutes dealing with the people. However, its subjects are land to be transferred. Thus, it takes it eligible to fall under statutes concerning things.
Yes, let me explain it. In this theory, what will happen? The statute theory seems simple and straightforward. How it's simple and straightforward? Yes. So mute. However, when practically applying the theory, it showcases various practical problems that don't appear in the theory. So there are many practical problems would be there, it will not be appear in the theory. For instance, he gave, in case where a person A, think that a person is A, might want to transfer his property, okay, to his son. Good. B. So A is the father, B is the son. In such a scenario, it becomes tough to deduce whether it shall fall under the personalia or realia. Because personalia means particular person, realia means particular thing, and here the particular person is B, and the realia is property, which is inanimate. As it involves persons and their personal transaction, it is very well fit to fall under the statutes dealing with the people. At that instance, we cannot consider it whether it is a personalia or whether it is a, what is the next one? Number one, personalia. Another realia, means the real things. So we cannot know that whether it's where it falls over there. At that instance, when a property falls to a particular person, as it involves the persons and their personal transaction, it is very well fit to fall under the statute dealing with the people. At that time, we don't say it is a personalia or the realia, but we can directly say that attribute it to the statute. dealing with the people. However, it also subjects to land to a transfer, thus it's make you eligible to fall under the statute concerning the things. So a statute theory definitely gives both the personality. One is the things realia, another things personalia. But the material things will goes, the things goes over there. At the time, statute theory will justify it. But for us to tackle such a problem made a distinction between the two based on the grammatical construct of the statute. If the language of the statute mentions the person first, means A transfers the property to the B at the term personalia. First, it shall be considered to fall under the personalia, meant to a particular person. If it mentions the things first, then it falls under the realia. Suppose that first it says that the particular property will be transferred to the so and so B. At that instance, the first priority will be the things. At that instance, we can say it is their realia. So that's why we can make it out under statutes. Because personalia will come over there, realia will come over there. Then first a person comes over there, the personalia. First the things comes over there is the realia. So in that way that we can make it out. So a statute theory also plays an important role in the private international law. So now let us see the criticism of statute theory. The bottomless criticism is there. As the law evolved during the 17th century, the Dutch jurist Ulrich Huber laid down 3 maxims for the statute theory. He considered that comprehensive system for resolving the conflicts law could be made from these maxims. So there is for everything there would be a criticism. These maxims were criticism maxims were it is moved further. Number A is, can you read the number A? What I put it over there? Number A.
Number A, the law of state have absolute force within, but only within the territorial limits of its sovereignty.
Yes, let me explain this one. The law of the state, because every state is a sovereign state. Do you agree? Say yes or no. Yes. So every state is the sovereign, and they can enact your laws, and that laws will be implemented in their country's jurisdiction, and absolute force within it in the geographical area, but only within the territorial limits of its sovereignty. For instance, if the Tanzanian made a particular enacted a law, SASPA, and it will not be applicable beyond the territory of the Tanzania, because to that extent the Tanzania would be there, the territory in that the law would be applied over there. That is number one. Number two, yes. Number two, Dorcas, you read this which I highlighted, B. The cursor where I have put it there. Unmute and read the B.
All persons who, whether permanently or temporarily, are found within the territory of a sovereign are deemed to be his subjects, and as such are bound by his laws.
Yes. So all persons means the persons those who are citizens of that country, number one. The persons those who are residents of the country, number two. And the persons those who are seeking asylum in the country, number four. The persons who came as refugees in that country, all persons who, whether permanently or temporarily. See, do you think that I am permanently here? Say yes or no.
No, sir.
I am a temporary for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. But later on I will be back to the pavilion, my own country, unless until I take the citizenship of the country. So permanently, that is number one, or temporarily like a residence. Just before I told you that the categories who political asylum, number one, number two, refugees, number three, residents, people like me, temporarily are found within the territory of Tanzania, for instance, you take of a sovereign country, are deemed to be his subjects. Because when I stay over here, I am the subject of this country. Even sometimes you can say a visitor also a subject of this country. Are you following me? Yes. Say yes.
Yes,
Prof.
Because he is a temporarily came over here because he purchased the 3 months. What visa? What type of the visa the country will issue it for the foreigners in general? Number one. visiting visa, which is $50, if I not be mistaken, valid for the 3 months. The another is business visa, which is valid for the 3 months, $250 you have to pay, and it's a validity 2 months, but we can do the business including the teaching. So I came over here by purchasing the business visa, by paying the $250. And that's why I can be allowed to teach over here. Of course, by meanwhile, they will process it. Of course, they applied for the work permit. Later, once the work permit is, now work permit and even residence permit will come as in the one card, that the E permit. So that is a new method they are having instead of the 2 cards. So that B is whether you are a temporary, whether you are a permanent, the law would be applicable because every country is a sovereign country and the subject of that country. C. Yes, Raymond, you read this one. C. C point. Unmute and read.
Committee. However, every sovereign
This
law
which
which
I highlighted. C point.
C
Yes.
by reason of committee. However, every sovereign admits that a law which has already operated in the country of its origin shall retain its force everywhere, provided that this will not prejudice the subject of the sovereign by whom its recognition is sought.
Yes. The C point is, you know the committee. What is meant by committee? If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say pass on.
Reciprocity.
It is reciprocal. Suppose if I come to your house, you offer me chaya maziva. And if you come to my house, can I give the chaya rangiya? That means
No.
give the milk tea to you. When you come to my house, I should not supposed to give a decoction, means the only tea without a milk. I should have to give the reciprocally the same way. So that is the reason reverence should be there, give respect and take respect. And I respect you, and in the same equally that you respect me. That is called a committee. So I will follow your judgment. I will follow your country law. At the time, you also follow our country law, because the law is the same, because it's the natural law. It will not deviate from the any other rules, even including the sometimes policy, sometimes not policy. Yeah, but as the natural law is concerned, no law will tell and promote that one should have to kill. So naturally, that is the reason of the committee. However, every sovereign admits, means sovereign state admits that a law which has already operated in the country of its origin, suppose the law is operated in the origin Tanzania, and such a law shall retain its force everywhere, because law is the law, like a 2 into 2, 4. Does it vary in the Kenya? Answer no. Does it vary in Rwanda? Answer is no. Because law is law, because it's made with the following all the norms of it. So that is the reason that he is saying that in every country of the origin shall retain its force everywhere. Everywhere means in the sense in other country, provided, then you put the condition that this law will not prejudice the subject of the sovereign by whom it recognizes in its heart. So the prejudice in the sense that you should not be any contravention with the another country law where it is going to be operated or where it is going to be recognized. For instance, you take an example. For instance, a Tanzanian law would be there. If this law is made with following all the conditions over there, at that instance, this law would be made applicable even the Kenya also, provided the Kenyan law which is existing over there, it should not be contravention with the Kenyan statute law, including the policy, including the constitution. That is what it says in the C. Okay, now let us see while the first two maxims can be agreed with that any law of the land is the absolute force and a person or comply with these laws. Suppose the law is there made in one country, and if any judgment is made in one country, either law, because any judgment will follow following the particular law only. So either the law or the judgment, because here they say law. when the law is made over there, by keeping all the views of it, it will be made. When such a law would be there, naturally it should be applied anywhere where it will be operated over there. Like an example, what I told, 2 into 2 is 4. At that instance, the 4 is applicable either in Tanzania or in Uganda or in Rwanda or in India. Can anybody will oppose? Answer is no. In the same way, if a law would be made by following all the norms of it, and that law would be law, definitely it will be recognized and enforced in another country. Number one, it can be followed. That means Lex Loci will be, Lex 4E will be replaced with the Lex Loci. Means the law of the cause of action where the right arises over there, means the other country. That other country law would be followed in the Lex 4E where the case is filed over there. Is it clear? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the last maxim, which is said, the faced criticism from various scholars and jurists from around the globe. What the criticism? Like according to Cheshire in the North, because he is one of the proponents in the private international law. I don't know whether you have seen such a book or not. Cheshire and North. Did you see the private international book by Cheshire and North? Answer yes or no.
Yes, sir.
No.
Very good. I appreciate. See, where it is he made the criticism there. The statute theory lacks the scientific basis and efforts so solid ground upon which a sound and logical system can be erected. See, naturally, if you say any statement, there should be definitely a criticism, a negative mark. For instance, if you say, one should not supposed to say the lie. Okay, well and good. One should not supposed to say lie. Lie, L-I-E, lie. What it means? What it means? Yes. Please give me the answer. Means one should have to say the truth. What is the truth opposite? Participants. What is the truth opposite?
False.
Lies.
Lie or false. Wrong means false. Wrong, false, right. We got, but when you say truth, the exact answer is lie. What do you say? It is very lie.
Uongo.
Muongo. Okay. Truth. Sahihi. So you have to tell the truth. Okay, no doubt at all. But you can also lie sometimes to keep somebody's family will be, settled properly. At that time, you can lie it. Suppose if you want to save somebody's life, even your mythology also says, please tell the lie. Tell the or say the lie, because his life will be saved. The reason is he can realize it, what he committed is wrong. At least give them a last opportunity. When a person is going to be hanged to death, they will ask them, or him or her, what is your last desire? Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So, because generally they ask, so if he says that I don't want to die, no, such desire cannot be followed. He says, no, I am happy. Or I want to see my mother, I want to see my father, I want to see somebody else. I don't know at that time they will allow it or not. But generally they will ask it, not keeping on the, where he will be kept when he wants to be hanged to death. Anyone? Gallows. G-A-L-L-O-W. Gallows. There the place is there. If you just hang it, then the down is removed over there. So he will hang to death. So the third maxim is debated on the fact that one cannot expect every country's law to suit him on his means, while in some countries gay marriage is legal, while in some other countries it is not. Therefore, the third maxim becomes illogical and impractical. But if you see in a practical point of view, why do the people delay the gay marriages? When the women are there, the God has created it. Why they should want to make the gay marriages? It's a foolishness, in my view. I'm a strong opposer of these gay marriages. No, sir, one can marry whom he likes. What do you want to make it out? You want to have the sex with an animal? You can say it's a thing. It will be allowed. Is it not against the natural things? The God has created a woman to have the sex with her. And that to be imbele only, amna niyoma. Are you following me? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Because God has given you a private part to you. You use that part, but not according to your whims and fancies that you can do it. If you do it against the nature, you will be in trouble, very much in trouble. So the third maxim is sometimes it's still acceptable, but every law, whatever the law is there, it is having the exceptions. That truth is the truth. Okay, good, but it is not the absolute truth because it is having its exceptions. Somewhere you can sell that lie also because his life will be saved, so that at least he could be lead a good life later part. If you tell the lie at the time. Suppose if suppose if she did a prostitution and you know it, but don't tell to her husband or to any relative. Because if you tell her,